What is up, my brothers and sisters? I wanted to talk about those things that they leave behind up in the heavens. Those plumes of vapor. We'll just call it deception. And the reason why I say that is because, well, today, just like several other many times, I have taken video of these plumes behind the clouds in the heavens. And it is very cloudy day, such as it wants to rain. So I don't see a point in doing that if it's already a cloudy day and it wants to rain by itself. Right? So it can't be to make the weather bad or to make the weather do something in a certain way. Can't be because of that. Right? Nature tends to do that on its own. So they don't need to help it. Because apparently they can plant these seeds up in the heavens that can make it where water falls from the heavens, right? Sometimes too much, apparently. But they'll tell you that they can do that because certain areas are very dry and the crops will not grow unless water falls from the sky. So apparently they tell people that they can do this. Then why don't they ever do it? Why is there still such thing as drought? Well, some will say it's because of the farmer wars. Well, if both farmers are in dry conditions, isn't the saying go, an enemy of my enemy is my friend? So wouldn't you think both farmers are in it for the same thing? I mean, you're both going down Poo Poo Creek with no paddles. You have to use your hands. Yeah, and that's not nice. Because no matter how many times you wash your hands, you're just not going to feel clean. So then I've also heard that they must be doing that to the sky or the heavens because they're poisoning people, the water, people. It's in the air. But I can tell you this much. If you do your own research, because a lot of people don't, they just accept what I have referred to as regurgitated information, and they just take it as is, and it must be a fact because it's on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It must be a fact because I heard it from somebody else who's trustworthy. I mean, they have a trustworthy face, right? So that doesn't make sense either. Because if they were trying to make us sick with that, they've been doing it for like more than 20 years, apparently. Yeah, you can go back to like 2008, 2012, and I'm just wondering when it's going to start working. Because if that was the case, and they've depopulated us by using all this plumes, then what was the point in apparently giving us this poisonous venom that they told everybody they needed to take, right? So apparently those weren't working and that they needed a different approach to depopulate the people. And what better way than to make them think that, we can make you better, if you know what I mean. Which I can't really see that either. Because I know several people that work in the health field, and I just haven't seen any of it. I haven't really seen the sickness, and I haven't really seen the deaths, nor do I know anyone. And I also have several family members who fell into this narration that they gave us. So Is it supposed to take years? Because all these people are saying, oh, it's like right after you get these dosages, or like up to 30 days. And I'm like, yeah, but it's been like 2, 3 years. And like, and I mean, so far, like it's like any like health deterioration is was coming anyways, right? Like obviously, like if like you drink too much, you were gonna get cirrhosis of the liver anyways, right? It wasn't because of the medicine. If you were 82 years old, it would only make sense that your ticker in your chest would stop working eventually, or something of that nature, right? Like I don't see it. I can't see it, you know? Not to mention, it's no longer an issue that nobody's even really talking about any of it anymore because it's not so prevalent that it's that much of a problem. For all I know, they gave you a bunch of like water, and it was all in the mind, and fear alone and spirituality by itself made it manifest. Because believe it or not, if you believe in it enough, and I've explained that before too, you can make anything become real. Take the experiment where they put like a fake arm next to your arm and then they like cut off your perception and then they smash the fake arm with a hammer and you're like, ah, right? You're fine. We hit the fake arm. You know, the mind is a powerful thing, and the placebo effect is also a powerful thing. Do you know that some people get sick and they will give them placebos and then they will give sick people actual medicine and it almost has the same effect? Yes. Their mind power and will and sheer hope to live by itself. In other words, you could say faith was strong enough in itself. So, back to the subject at hand, you know, you know, because if they wanted to poison us with that stuff too, I think the wildfires are doing a much better job. You know what I'm saying? What's the reason for a sun blocker if the wildfire smoke is doing a good enough job? Yeah, it's making the sun look crazy. There's less sunlight. It's cooling off the planet. Weird weather is happening. You know, all this has an effect, you know? So, like I said, it never was man. All this happens naturally. All they're good at is lies. And you know what those, I'll say, deception up in the heavens is? It's so that they can cover up the fact that there's meteors flying over your very head, right? Because when they fly over and they just skim the atmosphere of the earth, you're just going to think it was another deception plane, right? There goes, they keep doing this to the sky. Maybe one or two of them. But for the most part, as far as smoke goes, it tends to float to the sky and dissipate. I know what you're thinking. It's not smoke. It's a vaporous chemical. But those float to the sky too. Well, then they're going to say, well, but it's loaded with a bunch of metals that fall to the ground. Yeah, maybe. But like I said, when is it supposed to start working? Because I can guarantee you the wildfires are going to hurt you a lot quicker than any of the 20 years that they've been using these deceptions in the sky. The deceptions in the sky are to cover up the fact that there are meteors flying over your very head. And that fire and brimstone is soon to be coming. So, this scene right here. Ah, yes. Theatricality and deception are powerful agents on the uninitiated, right, Bruce? But we are initiated, aren't we?